Hi and welcome back to Bill's Cichlid room. A few jobs to do in the fish room today, so I thought why not video it and put it up as a video. The first thing I've got to do is, if you would have seen the video from last week, I've actually moved the Amphalophus hogabuberum on, so I had an empty tank, so I had to go vacuoscaping it. So it's been empty for a few days, so I just need to clean up some of the debris and we'll catch some fish and put them into the new tank. So this is the old Hoga tank. So what I did last week is I put some cobbles in there, some more rocks, some bogwood, some plant pots, and I've left it to settle for the week. As you can see, it's settled down now. All the debris is all sort of settled where it's going. So the first job I've got to do is remove as much of that as possible, which is a job I always love to do. So I've been thinking all week about what fish to put in here. Originally I was thinking about the Lewisselli, putting the group of those in there, but they're quite settled in the tank that they're in and they're not really showing much aggression, so I was frightened of moving them over into here just in case the aggression did come out. So I think it's because they're in a community with the rainbows and the Nicaragua Gwents that it's like a harmony, so they are all quite happy at the moment. So what I've decided to put in here is I thought I'd put a group of the Carpintis in here, probably 6 of those, a group of the Neetroplus, like 6 of those. I've also got some Cutteri fry growing on, so I'll put 6 of those in there, and I've got some Amatitlania myrnae growing on, so I thought I'd put 6 of those in there as well. They are all small fish. It's only a 4-foot tank, but I think it would do them well to actually grow on in there and actually pair off. So I think there's about 20 Carpintis altogether. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and catch 6 of the biggest ones, and like thin this tank down. It needs to have a water change on it as well today anyway, so I'll do that at the same time. Yeah, so some of the Carpintis, they are starting to get the colours now. They are starting to grow on. So yeah, it should be quite good for them to get a new home. What I'm going to do then is the pink Venestratus, the VAR Venestratus. So they've been in this little tank growing on since March. So that they need a bigger tank really to actually get some growth on them. And again, as you can see, this badly needs a water change. They've already had 2 this week, so this will be the 3rd one. So yeah, I'll catch these and put them in the tank with the smaller Carpintis. So here we go. This is me siphoning out the debris off the bottom. Yeah, I hate doing this, but it's got to be done occasionally. As you can see by some of my other tanks, it's not something that I do very often. But yeah, but with it being a new home for them, I thought it's probably worthwhile getting it looking as good as it can be for them. So yeah, I'm just using it. It's a siphon tube with a rigid part of the tube on it, which makes it easier getting in between the nooks and crannies. So I siphon all this out into a bucket. Just in case there's any sand as well, because I don't really want the sand going in down the drains and clogging it up. So yeah, as you can see, it's quite easy to do. It's just laborious. So yeah, I hope you agree, it looks a lot better than it did when I started. Yeah, so just move some of the rocks and the slates out the way so I can get in between. Yeah, it's amazing how it settles. It just goes into all the nooks and crannies. Yeah, the worst thing that'll happen is in about 10 minutes time there'll be more of it settled and it will need to be done again. So here we go. I've cleaned that tank out about as best as I can. So the next thing to do is remove all the rocks and everything to make it easier to catch these fish. So I won't make you sift through all of it. I'll forward it on and like start catching the fish. So what I tend to do is I remove everything when it's a tank like this, including the sponges. It just makes it so much easier. Yeah, to make sure you got dry hands. Yeah, so this is the net I'm using. The annoying thing about the nets, the handles on them are always so long. With me having low ceilings, you can't actually get them in there. So yeah, I do tend to bend all the nets in half just to make it easier. So the first thing I'm going for is the Carpintis, so try and catch 6 of those. Yeah, a little bit of debris in the bottom of this tank as well, doesn't it make it easy? And here we go, we've caught one. Completely failed to show it to the camera, but never mind, and straight in the tank. Here we go, number 2 Carpintis. So that one was a little bit easier. And as you can see, they are growing like quite well at the moment. So yeah, they should come on leaps and bounds in the bigger tank with less fish in there. Yeah, so that's all the fish caught. And yeah, onto the second one. When I'm doing my water changes, I've actually got this pipe that runs right round the fish room. It actually goes right round the basement, and then fortunately I've actually got a drain down there, so yeah, it goes straight down the drain. So when I'm doing the water changes, I don't actually have to lift buckets very often, just if I'm getting rid of the debris. So here we go, I've put all the rocks back in there, and I've caught all the pink Fenestratus and put them in there as well. So yeah, it looks quite busy again, this tank, but yeah, I'm sure the Fenestratus will love it in this tank and grow on quite big. So yeah, but what that means is I've actually got an empty tank, which is fortunately, because if you see me video last week, you know I've been having problems with the Asfraki that I got at the beginning of July, and I've noticed that there's another 2 of them sick as well. I don't know what it is. It's like a wound on the side, and then it goes fungused after a couple of days. But these were fine last night, so this has come on overnight. But fortunately, I have got some medication in now, so I'm going to catch them, put them in the small tank that had the Fenestratus, and I'll treat them with the Escher 2000 and see how we get on with those. But yeah, you can see it's quite a big wound. But I don't know what it is, so if anyone's got any ideas, if they let me know. Here we go, so I've caught all the fish, so I've put them all in the new tank, and yeah, I did just let them settle down and find the territories and let them get on. So yeah, there's loads and loads of hiding places in here, and with the cobbles that will help as well with all the hiding places. So as I say, there's 4 species of fish in here, 6 of each. So the Carpintis, the Cutteri, the Neetroplus, and the myrnae. So they're all pretty much of a similar size. So yeah, hopefully there won't be any aggression in here. The Carpintis will have problems with those when they get a bit bigger, but at this size they shouldn't be much of a problem. So yeah, it's looking quite nice, this tank now. I do need to sort out the lights on it to make viewing of the fish a little bit better. The fish aren't bothered, of course, but yeah, it's just for myself to see them. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with the way it's gone. So yep. Why I've been doing this, of course, I've done a few water changes, so yeah, make it a bit easier for me for tomorrow when I do the rest of the tanks. So half of them are done already. Yeah, so it's just leave them to it, let them settle down, and get on with it, really. I'm really pleased with the Carpintis, the way they come in. I got them from Ricker Predator Aquatics. Somebody had brought in like a whole batch of them, like that were really tiny. They were only about half an inch. So yeah, he just give me an F-full to grow on. The Neetroplus, as you know, they're ones that I've bred. The Cutteri are ones that I've bred, and the myrnae are ones that I've bred. So yeah, the tank itself's looking quite nice. I might think about putting some of that bogwood with the plants in there just to give it a bit more colour, but we'll see how it goes. So that's the morning's work done in the fish room. I moved some things around, yeah, so hopefully the old Holger tank for some new inhabitants. Yeah, it should be quite interesting, so I'll keep you informed how I get on with those. If you haven't already, please do press subscribe, click the like button if you like the video, the notification if you want to be notified, and if there's any comments, any questions you've got or any advice on the Ysfraki. See you all next time.